Kim reduces number of the tests amid claims he could ruin nuke program. North Korea has conducted significantly fewer missile tests in the last quarter of each year since Kim Jong-un took power, according to new research. The warmongering leader has conducted 116 missile tests since 2012, with the most recent coming just last month when North Korea fired an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, over Japan. However, according to new research carried out by analysts at the U.S.-based James Martin Center for Non-Proliferation Studies, there could be a brief respite in the nuclear and missile launches carried out by the regime. Shi Kaitan, a research associate at the James Martin Center, tweeted to reveal that since 2012, the number of missile tests conducted in the last quarter of each year was significantly below the annual average. An average of 4.3 missile tests were conducted in the first quarter of each year, while an average of 4.8 tests were recorded in the second quarters, Mr. Kaitan revealed. In the third quarter, North Korea generally conducts around 4.2 missile tests, but in the final quarter, the annual average is just 0.8. It has now been 41 days since the last missile test, which is the longest gap between tests since February. Mr. Kaitan noted, on October 22, in April and May, North Korea was testing missiles at a rate of about one per week. This 38-day gap is a big slowdown from that. I suspect North Korea spends its resources in the fall on the harvest or other winter preparations. If we want to negotiate with DPRK, now is a great time to do it since they're not going to be firing off rockets every week. A senior South Korean government official said, South Korea, along with the U.S. and Japan, is seeking to create momentum for peacemaking by helping prolong the hiatus in North Korean provocations. The news comes after a group of Chinese scientists said the research had suggested that the Punggye nuclear test site could be destroyed by any further blasts. Wang Naiyan, the former chairman of the China Nuclear Society and senior researcher on China's nuclear weapons program, said another test could cause the whole mountain to cave in on itself, leaving a hole that would cause radiation to leak out across the region. He told the South China Morning Post, "We call it taking the roof off. If the mountain collapses and the hole is exposed, it will let out many bad things." Meanwhile, President Trump is set to visit the region in November after exchanging a series of insults and threats with Kim Jong-un in recent months. Earlier this week, Pyongyang declared itself a fully fledged nuclear power and warned the U.S. president of the potential consequences if he continues threatening the country. A letter from the Kim regime, which was delivered to the Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop, read, "If Trump thinks that he would bring the DPRK, North Korea, a nuclear power, to its knees through nuclear war threat, it will be a big miscalculation and an expression of ignorance." The DPRK has emerged a fully fledged nuclear power which has a strong nuclear arsenal and various kinds of nuclear delivery means made by dint of self-reliance and self-development. The real foe of nuclear force is a nuclear war itself. The Foreign Affairs Committee takes this opportunity to express belief that the parliaments of different countries loving independence, peace and justice will fully discharge their due mission and duty in realizing the desire of mankind for international justice and peace with sharp vigilance against the heinous and reckless moves of the Trump administration trying to drive the world into a horrible nuclear disaster.